and welcome back to my channel. Welcome to this video. We are going to talk about the new lit list, the holiday palette 2021 from BH Cosmetics. I wasn't going to buy it, but I got peer pressured into getting it. So we are going to do some swatches. I'm going to do 2 looks for you, and I'm going to let you know if I think that this one is worth picking up or not. And if you haven't been here before, if this is your first video here, hello, my name is Angie. I'm such a lover of beauty makeup. I love everything beauty makeup related, especially things that are a little bit colorful. Like this look right here. So if you want to see some more makeup on your timeline, if you want to see some more color in your timeline, definitely do subscribe because I upload 5 videos a week. Usually when I do these videos, I come on with no eye makeup, but these past couple of days have been a little bit stressful, so I actually filmed look number 1 yesterday already, so this is gonna be look number 2, but this is the palette right here. Ooh, I should know about the pricing. Wait, I did buy this palette myself. I bought it at the BH Cosmetics website. It does come with a little sleeve like this. It says Miss Claus the Lit List. This is 30 color shadow palette. It is 35 grams, and I'm gonna just quickly get this out of the way. This is the palette from last year. This is the BH Cosmetics Naughty palette, the holiday collection from last year. It was also very holiday themed. These two are exactly the same. This was also 30 shadows, but this one is, let me get the this one is 60 grams and this one is 30 grams, right? Yeah, 35 grams. So it's the same amount of shadows, but double the amount of product in this one. Like each shadow has double the amount of weight in this one compared to this one, but they're pretty much the same price. You know what? I'll just pop the price up so you can see. Here's the thing. So this is the palette from this year, and let me see if I can get the other palette. I'll need an assistant. And this is the palette from last year. And you can see the palette from last year has the square pans, and you can see that the palette from this year has the round pans. So there's a lot more product in this one compared to this one. They're pretty similar-ish in color story. I will say though, I think they're the same great quality. This one had 2 press glitters. This one from this year has 1 press glitter. I don't use the press glitters in this palette, so I'm happy to see that we went from 2 to 1. Maybe next year we can have 0. This is going to be my quick just comparison between these two. This one has some shades that this one does not. This one is a little bit more on the olivey green. It has some purples in it. This one has more bright greens, and it has some more like pinky corals that are really interesting, and that blue instead of the purple, but they are fairly similar. If you have this one, I don't think you need this one. Just get it, if you wanted the greens or something, just get a smaller palette from BH Cosmetics with greens, and you have those to mix with this one. If you missed this one though, if you missed this one and you were hoping to get something similar this year, I would definitely say grab this one. The swatches of this one is incredible. This one swatches like a dream, and the middle row with like really sparkly, almost glittery metallics without being pressed glitters, except that one red that is a pressed glitter. Those are incredible. These are definitely the good BH Cosmetic quality. Both the looks I've done, this one that I'm wearing right now, and also the one that I'm wearing in the look that you're going to see as number 1, love both of the looks. Like, they are so pretty. Definitely the good BH Cosmetics quality. I was a little bit worried because this one looks very similar in like how it's laid out to the BH Cosmetics and Doja Cat palette that was released a while ago, and I was afraid that this one was going to be the same quality as that, because I felt like that one had some really good shades but also quite a lot of mediocre shades. But this is definitely the good BH Cosmetics quality. So if you wanted a bigger Christmas themed palette now for the holidays, if you wanted to get something that has shades that are not only holiday themed but also shades that you can use all year around, and if you missed the Naughty palette from last year, I would definitely recommend this one. It is a little bit bigger though. You can see the size of it. It's not normally the size I go for. I do love BH Cosmetics though, so I wanted to review it because I heard some good things about this, and the good things I've heard about this is not wrong. It is a great palette. This metallic silver down here is so incredible. This one here that I'm using in the first look, it's so pretty. Like this matte dark red here, the matte black, it's all incredible good quality. So if this was something that you were eyeing and you were wondering if this was the good BH Cosmetics quality, I can let you know right now, this is the good BH Cosmetics quality. It is fairly big though, but if you have this one, I don't think you need this one. Save your money and just get a smaller palette with the shades that you feel like you were missing instead. So yeah, let's get into the looks. This is look number 2. I really adore this look, but first it's gonna be look number 1, but it's such a sexy dark burgundy eye, and I actually did that look yesterday and I wore it all day and all night. I loved it. But let's get into that right now. Okay, so for the first look, I really want to play with this one that's called Gumdrop. And I want to play with the red one here as well. That's called Velvet. So I think we are going to start with Velvet. Maybe I'll grab something, yeah, something like this. Just a little like, it's pinched and fluffy, but still a little more on the stiff side. And I'm going to use that one to pick up Velvet, which is the bright red. And I am going to put that in the crease. And I'm putting it in the entire crease, but I'm just gently blending a little bit on the edges. But I'm going to go over it with something else as well. That's a really fun red. This look is going to lean a little bit more on the pinker side because of the shades I'm going to use together with this. But I do think that if you use something more like a warm transition color with this one, you will definitely get it to be more of a true red in the end. But I'm just, fair warning, this is going to end up being a little bit more of a berry pinky look. I am guessing based on the shadows that I'm picking. I'm just putting it in the crease like this. And I'm gonna blend out the edges a bit. I think I'm gonna use just a little bit of this one that's called Rosy, which is like a pinky mauve. And this is why I'm saying that it's gonna turn a little bit more of a pinky look. And I'm just running a little bit of that, like I'm tapping it off. And I'm just running that on the edge to just soften this up a little bit. Now I'm grabbing this darker red, it's called Vino, and I'm going to use that on a little bit of a smaller brush. We are going to put that more in the crease. This is going to be a very dramatic look, in case that was not abundantly clear from the beginning where I was stabbing myself in the eye with this red eyeshadow. I just love dramatic makeup, so I'm just deepening up a little bit in the like absolute crease area with this. Just a little bit before we go into the one that's called Blackout, which is the matte black in this palette. I think I'm going to put this shadow under my eyes as well. I think that's going to be a good idea. Let's do the matte black. I don't want to go in too heavy. I say packing it on. But I want to go in with little by little and just deepen this up and make this more dimensional. Oh, I love that black. But yeah, I'm just going to try and make this into a darker look by putting on some of the matte black called Blackout. I think I'm going to use some of the lower lash line as well. With the same brush that I did with the red. Just... yeah, definitely. Oh, that's really pretty. I'll probably use some of the darker red on top as well to try and make it look a little bit more blended and somewhat seamless. Using some of the red now. But yeah, I'm just on a mission to make this a little deeper and more smoky and sexy without making it like all black. Because that's not what I want. Don't want it to be all black. I just want it to be a little deeper and more dimensional. I mean, this is obviously unnecessarily intense, but you're on the Angie channel now. This is how we roll. Okay, let me pull up this palette. I want to use this one over here. I want to use this one over here. And I want to use this one over here. Let me redo the names. We're going to start with Naughty Girl, which is the dark one. Then Gumdrop, which I want to be the focus of this look. So maybe we'll actually start with Gumdrop, and then the Bougie one, which is the icy pink. We are going to use that in the inner corner. So let me start with Gumdrop. It is this like super bright, like, what would I call this? Like a coral? It's like a coral metallic. It's swatched absolutely stunning. So I thought this could be so cool with this look. Look at that. Oh, that's so pretty. So let me put this on the entire lid. Maybe not out here in the outer corner. So maybe like the 2/3 inner part. I changed my mind. Let's do the Naughty Girl, which is that dark burgundy. And I'm gonna use that out here to blend or like mix to get a bit of a transition into the dark color, because it's really hard to get something that's as bright as icy as this to somewhat seamlessly blend into a matte black. And now with the shade Bushy, ooh, that is very frosty, which is that like frosty icy baby pink. I'm just gonna wrap my inner corners with that shadow and just a little bit on the lower lash line. I like taking it in just a little bit, but ooh, that is frosty. Frosty the Snowman. I am spraying it because I want it to be, like, I want to paint it on. I just prefer how every like shimmer shadow goes on with some setting spray on. It just feel like it like goes on where I want it. Okay. Very intense. I have mascara. I put some black in my waterline. It's very intense. It's very sexy. It's like red, but still not super Christmassy. It's very, very cool. I'm wearing a Juvia's Place Me lipstick. It's called Me. That's what I have on. I will try and remember to put all the things that I have on my face down below. But yeah, let me put some falsies on and we can see the finished thing. But yeah, I'm very impressed. This is the finished look. I am such a big fan of a really, I'm such a big fan of a dramatic look, but like the red and the black with this high contrast. I love a dramatic look with high contrast, like something super bright. I really, for my next look, I'm giving you away like my next look, but you're gonna see it in 2 seconds, but I want to play with this one, like the green metallic. This is not a pressed glitter, and this like white metallic. So I think I'm gonna do that for the next look. Like I'm dying to see how those are gonna look together. So I think we're gonna do that right now, but I am such a big fan of this look. I adore it. I'm gonna sit down and film another video now just because I love this look so much. So yeah. Let's get into look number 2. Okay, so I'm dying to do something blue and green. I'm still sitting in my PJs. I'll change eventually. I think I'm gonna start with this one at the bottom here. It is called Slay. So I'm gonna start with that one. And we're gonna use that as a transition color because I feel like that would be a decent transition color both for the green and the blue. I'm gonna put a gloss on in a bit as well, but drinking some coffee. It is so dark in Sweden right now. It is like, I just went up, but it is like so dark. Fun times. But yeah, I'm gonna put some of this Slay and I am gonna build it up a little bit in the crease and I'm gonna blend it out upwards so we can have this as the shade that the other shades can blend into. So I'm just gonna build up the crease with this and then we'll take it from there. This reminds me so much of the Makeup Geek Unexpected. Remember that from back in the day? It was one of my favorite shades from Makeup Geek. I loved it so much. I think it's still in their permanent range as well now. Is it? I don't know. God, I don't remember. I hope it is. And if it's not, Marlena, you should bring it back. Because Unexpected, it was this shade and it was the perfect transition color for any cool toned look where you didn't want it to be colorful all the way up to the brow. Unexpected was the perfect color for that. Okay, enough about that. Sidetrack Angie. Okay, now I'm gonna pick this one that's called Midnight, which is like the cobalt blue, and I am gonna be putting that one in my outer corner. And I'm not gonna be like blowing this out too much. We are gonna keep this in the outer part of the crease and the outer part of like the whole lid and stuff, because I don't want to pull it back in here. I hope I'm in focus. I'm just gonna keep it out here and we're gonna blend that gently into this Slay shade that we had from before. But I think this is gonna be very, very good. I put a little bit of the blue under my eyes as well, just a little bit, and in this little area. I think we're gonna pull in some of the green if I can find a good brush. I'm actually gonna use something like this. This is from Refer number 28. I'm gonna use a little bit of it's called the Grinch. And it's like the dark green matte. And I'm just gonna tuck that in the inner part of the crease. I'm not gonna drag it up too high. But I'm just gonna do a little bit in the crease like this. And I'm gonna blend it out into the shade we have here. I'll also put this under the eyes on the inner part, so it will mimic like the upper and the lower. I am dying to use this one that's called Mistletoe, so we are gonna use that, and I'm gonna use that on the entirety of my lid, and then we're gonna use the Frozen one, which is the first shade in the palette. It is that like bright, like white metallic. But we're picking up Mistletoe first. I am gonna spray this. Ooh, that is so pretty. I am gonna spray it, and then we're gonna paint that on the lid. I am so excited for this shade. This is the shade that I was the most, like I pick up it first on my brush, then I spray the brush. I don't spray the brush and then go in the pan. But this was the shade that I was the most excited of in this entire like palette, because I swatched it and I was like, damn. Because look at this. Look at how pretty this is. And it almost looked like pressed glitter first when I opened the palette, but it's just a very reflective, like sparkly without being glittery metallic. Look at that. That is so pretty. Okay, now I'm taking a little bit of the Midnight, which is that matte blue, and I'm just gonna put that in the outer corner in a little diagonal in here to blend it in with the green. So it looks a little bit like this. Okay, so this is the Frozen shade, and I'm using it on a flat brush because I want to be painting it on a little bit. I love a metallic white because I feel like it's so sexy, but I'm gonna paint it on a little bit up here to create a false cut crease. And since I did spray this color, you can really, like I said, you can paint it on, and I'm just using it to create a false cut crease up here with the white like contrast. And I'm gonna put it in my inner corners and a little bit on the lower lash line. Is that not super cool? I love how that looks. Such a cool look. And not very Christmassy, but still very, like, I feel like the first look is like a dramatic Christmas look, and here we have like the New Year's look. That's what we have going on here. Okay, so that is the finished look. That is look number 2 with the Lidless by BH Cosmetics. I've had so much fun working with this palette. I thought it was so much fun. I will say, and I said that in the beginning, if you have the Naughty palette from last year, I don't think you need this one as well. The only thing that's like super like unique is like these 3 shades here and this super like bright like coral here. That's the part that's making me go like, wow, that's interesting. If you missed the Naughty palette, maybe this could be a good option. But if you have the Naughty palette and if it's still good for you to use, I would say just bring that out again and have some holiday spirit from 2020 and bring that back into 2021 as well. It's good quality though. The palette is good quality, and this is the finished look. I really do like it. I will put what I used, of course, down below in case you are interested. Thanking you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you again tomorrow for a new video. Bye!